Shalom Akim, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone, salutations to you sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. All right, the entitlement of this video is going to be called From Begging to Demanding to Taking. All right, because, you know, that's the prophecies, man. You know, that's what's going on right now. Our people are in that begging state, begging Esau for things. All right, because the so-called white man, all right, who descended from Esau, he's in rulership right now. Okay, and pursuant to the curses in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, you know, uh, the scriptures tell you that, you know, that this man was going to lend to us. All right, that this man was going to lend to us, and we were not going to lend to him. Okay, so, you know, you got a lot of our people who are in a state of begging the so-called white man for things, man. All right, and it's going to go from begging to our people beginning to get frustrated with the so-called white man because he ain't giving us shit, to demands. All right, which we've seen some of that take place in the 60s. Well, I wasn't alive in the 60s, but, you know, I wasn't born yet. But you know, we seen historical accounts or read and seen documentaries about the civil rights movement. Okay, when you had Jake demanding shit, man. You know, they want, you know, they want cleaner neighborhoods. They want justice and such, right? They want, you know, they think, you know, certain necessities that they need to be able to live, man. Better communities, protection in their communities, man. Okay, they were basically demanding that, man. You had the Black Panther Party that, you know, used to go up, you know, they used to approach some of them uh, city halls, whether it be city halls, state capitals, all the way to the nation's capital, armed with rifles, man. All right, with certain demands that they wanted met. Okay, but then it's gonna wind up leading to Israel just taking shit, man, just taking it for themselves, man. All right, pursuant to these scriptures, we're gonna bring it all out through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in these scriptures. Okay, but yeah, I wanted to bring this out in Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 28. The brother brought it out at camp, and we was going into it. So I kind of want to reiterate on it, man. All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 28. It says, "My son, lead not a beggar's life." All right. "My son, lead not a beggar's life, for better it is to die than to beg." Okay. So you got a lot of our people that are in this begging state, man, in Israel, because most of this shit is all bullshit, man. You know, you got the Democratic Party, which is all about giving out welfare to the people, because they know if we constantly give these people welfare, there's no way they could actually rise up into power. Okay, just keep them content and pacified with giving them shit, make you know, with the crumbs off our table. Uh, Having these little certain things met that they want to keep them sufficed or pacified rather. All right. So you got a lot of our people that belong to the Democratic Party because they believe that party is more well favors poor people, blacks, Hispanics, you know, Native Americans and such, which make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right. And you got a lot of our people begging for justice, man, with the Black Lives Matter movement, with all this shit is BS, you know, at the end of the day. But you know, our people are begging for justice, man. Here it is. A black teenager gets killed or murdered by a so-called white man or by some rogue racist cop, okay? And no charges are brought up against him, or if any charges does get brought up against him, he winds up getting acquitted in the American justice system. Okay? So you got our people begging for justice, man. All right, they're in a state of begging. And the Lord said, "My son, lead not a beggar's life." You know, that's why we're not about protesting, marching, and rallying for justice in the society and certain demands to be met, okay, in this society. Not if you're a man of the Lord, all right? We got to be patient, man, and wait on Yahweh Shai, because we know what's coming. We know what's coming. The Lord is going to give us the green light, where our demands are going to be met by force. We're going to take shit, man. We're going to eventually take what we need to survive, man. Okay? And ultimately, we're going to take this kingdom, man, and we bring that out in the scriptures. All right? It says, for better it is to die than to beg. Yeah, because where's your dignity at the end of the day, man? Okay? Where's your dignity? It's better to die than to be a beggar. All right? Going all the way, us begging as a nation for justice, you know, uh, 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 for rape, for because of racial injustice, okay, and certain things that we need in our communities to be improved and built better, all right? Because we live in these impoverished communities and these dilapidated buildings, the community neglect, all right? So, you got a lot of our people begging the so-called white man to improve our communities and our living conditions, man. Okay? You know, our people are begging these so-called white people for these top high-paying positions in the workforce, man. You know, you got affirmative action and all that kind of shit. Okay, so the Lord said, "For better it is to die than to beg," and that trickles all the way down to the average Jake who ain't got shit, man. Who ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, man. Okay, homelessness, which is rampant in our communities, man. Okay, and that's why a lot of our people are basically dependent on drugs to keep them alive, to keep them afloat, having some sense of something to live, to still live for, okay? And they're better off dead, man. When you see a lot of these homeless people that's begging, they dirt poor, they're panhandling, they got a cup in their hand, jingling, changing it, begging for money. A lot of them guys are on drugs, man, and you can't blame them for being on drugs, man. But the scriptures say it's better for them to be dead for the most part, man. All right? It says, for better it is to die than to beg. Okay? Yeah, it's better off being dead, all right, than to be a beggar, man, to be constantly begging and having to depend on someone else for, for things that you should be able to do if you have if you're not crippled, you're not blind, you're not deaf, okay? You don't have any types of deformities or paralysis from holding you back from going out there and to be able to get things yourself. All right? Okay? It says, the life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. Exactly. All right? So if you got to constantly depend on someone, all right, then you're basically nothing more than a slave, man. All right? You're not basically nothing more than a slave or a serf in this society, man. And you had a lot of slaves that fought to the death, man, that tried to run away, which was a death sentence if they was to be captured, all right? Or they might have wound up getting their foot chopped off, buck broken, all right, raped, or what have you, okay? Or or hung from a tree, all kinds of shit as a lesson to instill fear in the other slaves, man, for trying to rebel against Esau's his rule, okay, of enslaving our people. And it's the same method that's going on today. It says the life of him that depend on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. Yeah, that's right. So if you're dependent on someone else in order for you to live, then you're basically a servant. You're in servitude unto him. You're a slave at the end of the day. All right? It says, for he polluteth himself with another man's meat. Yeah, that's right, man. Okay? In slavery, the so-called white man, they used to give us all kinds of abominations to eat. All right? Chitlings, right? Pork, all kind of shit that was abominable, man. All right? Going against the dietary law, polluting us, man. Okay? And in this case, right? Because you got a lot of these people that so-called made it to a level of success in this society. Okay, but what did they have to do in order to reach that level of success? They had to pollute themselves, man. They had to commit homosexual acts. They had to do something completely immoral in order to reach a level of success. Because in all reality, they have no power, they have no control. The so-called white man still has them in slavery, man. They still dependent on the so-called white man. You can sit there and flash $1 million and drive a Bentley through the hood around a whole bunch of poor jakes, but at the end of the day, the so-called white man, as fast as he has given that to you, he can strip that away from you, man. okay, if you don't play ball according to his will, which is a wicked agenda to worship Satan and to promote Satanism, okay? And that's what's happening, man. So our people are polluted, have polluted themselves with another man's meat, with the so-called white man's meat, all right? Okay? With the so-called white man's agenda of setting up a wicked demonic society. It says, but a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. Yeah, but a wise man that's well nurtured, okay, well nurtured in what? In this knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the holy scriptures. Okay? We'll beware of all of this bullshit that's going on in this world, man. All right? You know, we have a certain level of understanding of why things are the way they are. Okay? All right? And, you know, we'll keep, Lord willing, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, we'll keep our moral and our dignity intact. Okay? And not sell our soul to eat off the table of the so-called white man. All right? Who's the devil and Satan. It says, begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless. Yeah, most of these people that made it successful in this society, these athletes, these top entertainers in Hollywood and in the music industry, they're shameless, man. Okay? When you got to constantly make records and songs about killing your own people and selling drugs to your own people, you know, putting it in a poetic fashion over some fucking demonic beats, all right? And doing it with no shame, all for what? For a fucking bag at the end of the day, all right? Then I guess begging is sweet for you low life niggas, man, that have resulted to that level. Okay, look at the what's the lady named Patricia Neal, one of the co-founders or the face of Black Lives Matter. All right, that bitch clearly sold out, man. She clearly sold out. You know, she basically profited over the death of young black men in this society by the hands of racist rogue police and racist bigot crackers, okay? Killing young black people, all right? So that she could make a come up. Push that Black Lives Matter bullshit, man. All right? Black Lives Matter, okay? And she done moved, they said that she done moved out there to the into some goddamn $1 million mansion out there in the suburbs in Connecticut somewhere, man. Okay? All right? So, Black Lives Matter and protesting, that's all a form of begging, man. Begging for justice at the hand of the so-called white man who's the devil. You're not guaranteed justice under the devil, under Satan, man. Okay? So it says begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless. Okay? So you got to sell out. You got to sell out, man. And not be ashamed of it. Like these entertainers, like these politicians amongst our people, these leaders amongst our people, these sellout leaders amongst our people, the Jesse Jackasses, the Al Charlatans, they're living a good life. They're living a good life, man. Okay? They're not suffering with their people. And there's no shame about it, man, for them. You know? But they'll sit there and beg for justice to pacify our people, man, so to keep them in order and in line for not waking up and actually rioting to take justice in their own hands, okay? And these leaders amongst Israel, they don't have no shame whatsoever, man. So begging is sweet for them. They don't have a problem with it. It says, but in his belly there shall burn a fire. Yeah, that's right. But in his belly there shall burn a fire, okay? Because a lot of these people at the end of the day, once that, you know, once their conscience start fucking with them, all right, they got a result of what? Being on goddamn drugs and doing, you know, all kind of witchcraft and sorcery just to keep some sort of sanity, man, about them. Because their consciences start eating them up, all right? So in their belly, there shall burn a fire, all right? So the Most High is going to destroy these low-life niggas, man. Okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14. It says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Okay, yeah, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Look at the state that our people are in, man. Our people have become numb to being on the bottom, to being in a state of servitude, man. Okay, they're used to it, man. They're used to getting gunned down by the police. They're used to all of this bullshit, man. Accepting all of the mockery that the so-called white man portrays at them, man. You know, with the stigma that the so-called white man portrays about our people being criminals, being rapists, being, you know, the worst of the worst that society has to offer. Okay? What the scripture says, Israel is servant. Is he a homeborn slave? It got to the point where our people promote all of that wicked shit. Those stigmas, man. All right? Every black youth running around with skinny jeans with their pants hanging off of their ass, man. Got a blue flag or a red flag representing some gang set. Running around making it trendy and cool to be a thug or a gangbanger. Okay? All right? This is how we're portrayed in the news, as the worst of the worst that society has to offer. So is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? All right? Yeah, why are we at the bottom? Why don't we have shit? Okay? Why? Because we turned our back on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and disobeyed his laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? And we followed after the ways of the so-called white man and the other heathen nations. And that's why we're spoiled. You know? And that's why our people would never get nowhere in white society, man. You know? They will always be powerless. All right? This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Yeah, who are the saints of the Most High? You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right? It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Yeah, we're going to take this society down, man. Okay? And we're going to be the next rulers on earth. And our rulership is going to be an eternal rulership. That's the blessing that the Most High established with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? So it's going to come to pass, man. So all of that begging for justice and marching in front of City Hall and marching in front of the state capitol or the nation's capital, that shit ain't going to get us nowhere in life, man. All right? That ain't going to get you nowhere. You know, the white man he might pass some little bullshit law into effect that he ain't gonna never, that they will never act on, okay? Just to pacify you simple niggas, so he can say, look, well, I did something. You got niggas begging for reparations, man. All right? Thinking that so-called white man, as broke as America is and how far in debt America is, according to the national debt, you got Jake that's really expecting the government to hand them a goddamn check for what, a few $1 million? I don't know, for every so-called Negro that could prove that he descended from slavery, from, you know, his ancestors came over here via cargo slaves, cargo slave ships. All right, okay, and just for you trying to find them records, the so-called white man gonna put you through hell through that. All right, he's gonna put you in hell through that. Okay, look at what is it called, what is it, $5 Indians or a nickel Indian? All right, where, you know, the Indians were trying to get reparations, which the Indians are the tribe of Gad of the nation of Israel. Okay, all right, but you had a whole bunch of goddamn crackers that was claiming to be Indians, and they wound up getting the money, and then the true Gadites, the real North American Indians, their asses were still fucked up on the reservation, getting drunk on alcohol, man. All right? They didn't receive no reparations, man. Okay? So it's the same damn story, man. Israel begging, man. Israel begging. But the Lord said, we're going to take the kingdom, man. It's going to come to a point where the Lord is going to rouse Jacob, and we're going to take what we need, man. We're going to take what we need. We're going to spoil this society like we spoiled the Egyptians during the account of Exodus. Okay? All right? We robbed the Egyptians. We took all the gold, the silver, and anything of value that we needed, man. And we're going to do the same damn thing here in America, man. All right? As a matter of fact, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. It says, and it shall be as the chased roe, meaning the so-called white man. He's going to be like a roebuck, a deer, that's being chased by a predator, like a wolf. All right? It says, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep. All right? A sheep is a harmless domestic cattle. Okay? You know, a sheep can't harm you. All right? And as a sheep that no man taketh up. Yeah, that's right, because a sheep needs a shepherd to protect it. You know? because they're vulnerable to dangerous predators like wolves, bears, okay, uh, pumas, mountain lions, and such. All right. It says, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. So the white man is gonna be chased like a deer, and he's gonna be he's gonna be unprotected like a sheep with no shepherd, man. It says, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Yeah, that's right. All of that rainbow coalition and integrating the races and everybody mingling and mixing. Nah, everybody's gonna go back to their own people, man. Okay? Everybody's gonna go back to their own kindred, so you can understand. All of that gentrification, you gooks are gonna run right back to Chinatown, man. Okay? And you Edomites are gonna go back downtown or whatever suburban communities you came from. All right? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Yeah, anyone that's found joined unto these heathen nations, they're gonna be destroyed, man. All right? You niggas cooning for the so-called white man and being a bunch of Sambos for these devils, all right, and befriending them. And that day when that race war actually happens, if we catch you being buddy with the so-called white man, we gonna put you to death. Simple as that. For being a damn sellout. It says, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. That's right. You're gonna be put to death. So the time is gonna come when you, Jake's gonna have to pick a side, man. Pick a side. You gonna stick with your own kind, or you gonna go ahead and run and be a coon, okay, a fucking moon crooked for the so-called white man. All right. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces. That's right. So we're gonna destroy their little infant babies. Okay, little Tommy, little Sarah, all right, little Bobby. We're gonna put them to death, man. Simple and plain. And this is reading out of the Holy Bible. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and they're gonna bear witness to it, man. We're gonna make these devils suffer. And that's on this side. This is before we even reach the kingdom, man. This is gonna take place here in America and different parts of the world, man. It says, their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. All right. So their houses shall be spoiled. Meaning what? We're gonna take what we want from these devils. We're gonna spoil them. We're gonna rob them. Okay? All right? For years we've been crying, we've been begging for justice, for reparations, right? You know, for certain necessities that we need. And you have been beating around the bush and basically giving us your ass to kiss, man. So the time is gonna come where we're gonna fucking rob your houses, man. Okay? And it says their wives ravished, and we're gonna rape your woman, man. All right? We're gonna rape your woman. Excuse me. All right? So, hey, man, that's how it's going down, man. That's exactly how it's going down. You know, for decades, you so-called white people have been putting your precious blonde-headed bimbo broad on a damn pedestal, all right? And had Jake lusting all after her, like she's some holy vessel, okay? But guess what? The scriptures say your wives are gonna be ravished. So we're gonna take everything, man. You know, if you don't meet our demands, we're gonna take it, man. Simple and plain. All right? So we're gonna go from begging to demanding to taking everything that we fucking need, man. According to the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. And I'm gonna end this video on that note. I'm gonna say Shalom, Wabaraktum. Hopefully you brother were edified. Lord willing, I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.